Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple vanilla cupcake. Stick around till the end and I'll show you some super simple decorating ideas. Hi, I'm Taryn. Welcome to my kitchen studio. This is where I like to have fun with food and teach others simple cooking tips and tricks. If you find this video helpful, you can help me by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. These are the ingredients we need. I'll leave the full recipe in the description below. We've got flour, sugar, baking soda and salt. And our wet ingredients, we've got buttermilk, or you can use milk and vinegar. Again, I'll leave the quantities in the description below. Eggs, vanilla essence, and oil. I'm going to put our dry ingredients into a big mixing bowl. The flour, the sugar, baking soda, and the salt. I'm going to give it a good whisk around, make sure there's no lumps in there. And I'm going to put the wet ingredients into another separate bowl. So the buttermilk, the oil, the vanilla essence, and the eggs. Just break one at a time. And I'm going to give this a good whisk around as well, breaking up those eggs and mixing it until it's all come together. Then I'm going to add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. Pour it all in there and give it a good whisk around. Don't want to over mix it here, just until it's all combined. I can't see any bits of dry flour in there, so I'm going to switch over to my spatula so I can check the bottom of the bowl. Yep, there's some in there. Mix it round. And it looks pretty good to me. Now I'm going to put the batter into my cupcake pen. These do such a clean job of getting the batter into our cupcake cases. If you don't have one, you can just use a spoon. But I highly recommend these if you've got kids in the kitchen. Just put our cupcake cases into our tin. I'm going to fill our cupcake cases about 3/4 full. These are now ready to go into my preheated oven. They'll take about 12 to 15 minutes. You'll know they're done when it smells delicious, they've risen, and have an even golden coating on top. I've just taken these out the oven and they smell delicious. Let's check if they're cooked. I'm going to take a skewer and stick it into the biggest one. And it's come out clean, so they're all cooked. I'll leave them to cool in the tin just a little, and then I'll transfer them to a wire rack to cool completely. If you've come here from one of my other videos to see how to bake a basic vanilla cupcake, you can go back there now. Otherwise, stick with us if you'd like to see how to make a basic vanilla buttercream icing and some simple ways to decorate these. While our cupcakes are cooling, we'll make our buttercream icing. The recipe for this will also be in the description below. I'm going to take my butter, it's nice and soft at room temperature, and put it into a mixing bowl. I'm going to cream the butter to make it nice and smooth. Now that it's smooth, I'm going to add my icing sugar, just a little bit at a time. Be careful starting the beater because the icing sugar might all puff up into a big cloud. I'm looking for a nice smooth consistency for all the icing sugar to be incorporated in a nice fluffy buttercream icing. We might not necessarily use all the icing sugar, just add it until little peaks start to form. Our buttercream is done now. It's nice and fluffy and it's holding little peaks. At this point we can add our flavourings. I'm going to add some vanilla essence, the vanilla buttercream, but you can add any flavouring here. This is also where you can add your colourings if you'd like to colour it. Just another quick mix to incorporate the essence. Our cupcakes are all ready to ice, so I'm going to show you 3 quick decorations. I'm going to start with some buttercream. I'm using a little palette knife here, but you can use just a normal kitchen knife. And I'm going to put a blob in the centre and spread it out to the edges. I find starting with a blob in the centre keeps it all nice and neat on the edges. Pushing it out. We don't want to get it all over our cupcake paper. Then I'm going to get just a standard marshmallow. I'm going to cut it into some little petals. And we end up with a sticky side, so if we dip the sticky side into some sprinkles, it comes out looking like a beautiful little petal. So we'll make a little flower here. Just overlap them slightly. And we can put a little lolly in the centre. On our next cupcake, I'll do a bit of piping. So I've just got a throwaway piping bag here. You can also buy reusable ones. And just a standard little star tip. They're fairly cheap to buy and I use them all the time. Just cut a wee hole on the end of our piping bag. Pop the nozzle in. Pull it over my hand and then I can use my hand as a little grabber when filling it. And I don't get all messy on the outside. I'm just going to put in some of the buttercream. And push the icing down until it starts coming out of the tip. Give it a little twist around. This will stop the icing coming out the top. And I'm going to use my dominant hand to push down. I also like to keep my hand straight up and down rather than on an angle. You have more control that way. So I'm just going to make a little nest here. This nice even pressure, guiding it around the cupcake a couple of times. And I'm going to put a little blob of lemon honey in the middle. Got a little handheld lemon zester. Makes beautiful little curls when we pull it down like that. We can pop one of them on top and a little mint tip. And that one is done. And I'm going to colour some of the icing and we'll do a 2-tone cupcake. So buttercream is really easy to colour. You can use a liquid colour, it works really well, or you could use a gel food colouring. I'm just going to put some pink in here. Just always remember when colouring a buttercream icing, the butter is already a bit yellow, so it won't give you the true colour. So to get a 2-tone colour, we're going to put pink on the one side of our piping bag and white on the other side. And then when we push it, it's going to come out in 2 tones. We'll put the pink here. And the white on the other side. Get right down the bottom. Give it a good push down. And we're going to pipe a rosette on top here. See those 2 colours coming out there. And I'm going to finish this one just with some chopped white chocolate. So there's our cupcakes, all ready for someone to enjoy. If you found this video helpful, you can help me by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Happy baking!